Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The dust settles. Day one of legal tampering, man. And the Philadelphia Eagles make some changes, man. You know what I'm saying? Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you. And I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Fresh back from Jamaica. Had a beautiful time, man, with my lady. Loved the lady to death. We had some friends with us, man. It was cool, man. It was a vibe, man. My cousins, man, it was a vibe, man. A vibe. And just winding down, being a world champ, things of that nature. And we got some news, man. We got some news. Because this video was brought to you by Bet US, Big Bet US in the building, man, bringing you everything you need to make sure you stay in tune, to make sure you stay in step. 150% on your first deposit, 125% on your next two deposits after that. You want to get with the folks at Bet US, man. So the biggest domino in terms of guys, we're going to do this in terms of, what guys got paid, I guess, man. So the biggest domino to fall was Milton Williams. I knew he was going to get over $100 million a year. And it was a bidding war. Apparently, the Panthers wanted them, the Patriots, and he took the most money possible, man. You know what I mean? And as he should. $26 million a year makes him the third highest defensive tackle in the game. Milton Williams deserved every penny of it, man. Every penny of it, man. Straight out of La Tech, third round pick. You know what I mean? Just you can be such great of a depth piece. Well, Milton Williams was in a rare situation because the Eagles was picking defensive tackles like running water, man. Defensive tackles like running water, man. You talk about Jalen Carter, you know what I mean? Milton Williams, Jordan Davis, you know what I mean? And it just was, he was the odd man out in a great rotation. Now, Jordan Davis ain't going nowhere. Jalen Carter was a top round pick. And, I had Milton Williams. I thought he should have been ahead of, Jordan Davis on a lot of depth charts going into the season. But that's not what it was about here, man. It was about Milton Williams, people thinking that he could have a Fletcher Cox effect if he had a bigger role. And I believe he can as well. He went there and got his bag. The difference between what Milton Williams did and what Myles Garrett did was Myles Garrett went and got that bag. But Myles Garrett and them going to win about 9 games. You know what I mean? Milton Williams got his ring. So this is the opportune time to go out there and, see what the world got for you, man. You know what I'm saying? You already got a ring. Now go get paid. Set up some generational wealth. And shout out to Milton, man, for doing this thing, man. Josh Sweat, you know what I mean, goes over to the Cardinals, reunites with Jonathan Gannon. He went and got a bag, I think 3 years, $74 million. Well-deserved for him as well. We lose Kenny Pickett. You know what I mean? So Tanner McKee, he will end up QB2, probably not because, we traded for Kenny Pickett for that dual threat guy out of Cleveland. So I don't know where Tanner McKee is going to be on the depth chart, but I feel like this staff wants a guy that can kind of do some of the similar things that Jalen Hurts can do. You know what I mean? Skill set wise. So the game plan don't got to change that much if an injury to Jalen Hurts was to occur. So, yeah, man, we lose Oren Burke. I hate that one. You know what I mean? And we lose Slay and Isaiah Rodgers. So we lost some pieces. And this is what happens when you're on a championship team. So the Oren Burke one and the Isaiah Rodgers one probably got me the most concerned, if you want me to be honest, man, because with N'Kobe Dean coming off the injury and you see Oren Burke, who knows the system, Oren Burke comes off of this situation with I think a 2-year, $5 million deal, $2.5 million a year. And, I feel like we could have paid that. We could have paid that to a guy who knows the system. But people would think he's going to go and start. That's not starter money, in my opinion. You're lucky if you can get a starter, you know what I mean, on that bag, on that dime, if you ask me. So I ain't really worried about, the defensive line. I think Moro Ojomo is ready. I do. You saw what Jalix Hunt was doing in the Super Bowl. You still got Nolan Smith. Bryce Huff might still play. We got to see what's going on with that situation. I'm not too worried about the front. I'm not worried about the defensive line. I am concerned about corner because I'm going to give Kelee Ringo the grace. But if Kelee Ringo couldn't beat out Isaiah Rodgers, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Because third string guys don't just jump up to first string. They don't just jump up the first string, man. Third string guys just don't jump up the first string, man. you got to bring in some competition for him. You got to bring in some competition for him. And that's just what it is, man. I don't want the running theme of this thing to be like, well, we got to trust our depth. We got to trust our depth. The thing about it is our depth hasn't been asked to do much because nobody has sustained a season-long injury besides Nakobe Dean, which is why I believe Oren Burke deserved an extension because he came in for a starter and made a lot of plays in the postseason. I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles should have paid Oren Burke for sure because Oren Burke stepped up. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you know, Oren Burke caused a lot of turnovers in the playoffs. Oren Burke, he played well in the Super Bowl. Oren Burke earned his keep. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that one is going to hurt to me because we've been looking for consistency in the linebacking core for a long time. People want to say, oh, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. time. Is it? When Trotter Jr. and Keely Ringo and all of them was on the field at the same time, the Kansas City starts scoring. That's just the truth. Kansas City starts scoring. You know what I mean? Trotter Jr. was a third-round pick, man. He should have been able to beat out Oren Burke. You see good players will show you why the coaching staff believes in them early. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that these guys aren't good, but be the second man on the depth chart. You know what I mean? You the third man on the depth chart. You in garbage time situations. You're not getting no meaningful snaps. You know what I mean? So it's like, they didn't trust you to get the meaningful snaps last year, so you got to bring in competition at linebacker. You have to. Nakobe Dean is hurt. You know what I mean? But we're not going to make this is not going to be, it's not a sad situation, man. We're the defending champs. We're the defending champs for a reason, and we still got Fangio in place. He's going to go out there and get guys that fit his scheme. I trust everything about Fangio, and this is just day one, man. This is just day one. We ain't overpay for nobody. We ain't get fleeced for nothing. You know what I mean? We watched a lot of people make moves, and the grand scheme of things is none of our ops got none of our high value free agents. None of them. We had 3 free agents in the top 10. 3 free agents in the top 10. Zach Bond, we made sure we kept Zach Bond. Milton Williams was the 3rd most sought out free agent, man. He ranked number 3 out of all the free agents in his draft class, and I think Josh Sweat was like 7 or something like that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, none of them guys went into the division. All of them guys stayed out the way. They took bags far, far away, different conference. You know what I mean? They just got out of here. Slay went to the AFC. You know what I mean? What's the name going to the Vikings? You got a guy going, you know, nobody went in the NFC East, and that's just respect. I respect that, man. I respect that. Because I thought Slay was going to go to Detroit, and we was going to have AJ abuse him. And I thought Detroit was going to get Josh Sweat too. But, you know, nobody got Myles Garrett. You keep him in you keep him in the dark hole of losing where he wants to be. You know what I mean? Nobody got nobody that's a real needle mover to me, man. So, you know, I'm not worried about my position in terms of being a defending champion. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're going to fill a lot of these holes in the draft. We got people to pay that's coming up. So understand us being a little hesitant this year, man. You got to think Jordan Davis might be coming up next year. In the same year, you got to pay Cooper DeJean and you got to pay Quinyon Mitchell. You know what I mean? Quinyon Mitchell, you might need to do Quinyon Mitchell as soon as possible. You have to. Because now, hands down, he's the leader of the cornerback room. Hands down, he's the leader of the cornerback room, man. Unless you go out there and get somebody that, but I would like to pair him with a vet. But hands down, he's the leader of the cornerback room, man, in his 2nd year. So, you know, we just got to see how that go, how that play. But, you know, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Free agent day 1.